Okay, movie's going right now. So this is week 4, CAD for construction, September 16th, 2021, fall semester, Monroe Community College. So we're actually talking about placing blocks, and we talked about placing this block right here, which we just did right there, answering that question. So again, just to show how this works, just for the sake of having it on the video. With the video right now, when you want to place a block, we go ahead and click on the block. And when we have it attached to our cursor, we then touch it right here and then pull it up. And as we do that, we see a dashed line. This is what AutoCAD allows us to do with the extension object snap. So I can tell it how far I want to go up. So I'll type in 5 feet, hit enter. And then at that point, I can rotate it around. And the reason I can rotate is because I set it up in my, my blocks panel. I go ahead and click there. And then at that point, we are good to go. And if I put down a dimension, that should be exactly 5 feet. And indeed it is. Okay, so when you're working with your blocks palette, you want to, the insert point will be checked by default. You also want to put rotation. You want to check that too. It makes life a lot easier for you. Okay, any other questions about that drawing before we move on to the new content?
Professor, I just had a question from last week. You'd asked if we were interested in making a 3D version of the hub, that we could remind you about that.
Yeah. Oh, there's an interest in the 3D hub. Okay. Okay. I'll tell you what you know what the heck, why not? We could do that. Okay, so when you're working with 3D, is there interest? Does anyone else want to see 3D at all? Like, I'll just take like 10 minutes. Anyone interested in seeing 3D at all?
Yeah, I'm interested.
That's okay. Couple of interests. Okay, I got 3. Okay, Antonio, I see that right there. By the way, Antonio, hi. I'm not sure. I think you've been in class a couple of times. I think I may have missed you once or twice, but good to have you here. And I don't think I was able. I kind of do a little interview with all my class, with all the people in the class. First of all, so first of all, what's your field of study? Are you in the construction technology program, or what are you in?
Yes, construction technology. I just have been having computer issues, but the VA got me all set with a new computer and everything. So I'm catching up, and I find the class interesting. I spend a lot of time watching your videos at night and doing the work. Right. So I don't have no issues so far. Just go back and watch your videos.
All right. So we've been spending a lot of time together, although I've not been aware of it, right? Because you've been watching the videos. So we've been spending time together, you know, and okay, good. That's
right. Yeah, I go back and I'll spend my quiet nights while everybody sleep.
Okay.
Doing your work. And it's pretty cool. I like the programming and software. You're very detailed. I appreciate it.
It gets better. It gets better. You see, this is my thing. When you talk about this, and when you talk about doing AutoCAD, or when you talk about using CAD, or when you talk about doing drawing, or engineering graphics in general, what you're really talking about is it's a language. And this is something you may not have thought of, but you're really speaking a language. How do I know that? Did I give you guys the Lego example earlier?
No, because I haven't heard about it in your videos.
Okay, let me show you this. Okay, okay, here's the deal. How many of you have ever put together a Lego model?
Yeah.
Yes.
I've stepped on the Lego.
We've all stepped on Lego and remembered it. Okay. Anybody? Okay. So, okay. I don't know about you, but I've worked with Lego I started working with Lego back when I was a kid. You know, they had Lego back then. But anyway, we would work with Lego. And the thing is, back then it was a whole lot more old school. You just had kind of like bricks and windows and doors and stuff, and you had to make things. It didn't come with all the kinds of themes you have now. So my son, when he was coming up, he's now an architect. I'm afraid I ruined him. You know, it's like I got him into all this CAD stuff, and architecture a little too young, so he's an architect now. And when he was a kid, you know, we would start to go into some of these models, these Lego models. If you're a parent, then you have kids and they've had Lego. And here's the thing about it. Here's the thing about when you work with Lego. When you open up a Lego kit, a Lego set, and you open up the book, one thing you're going to notice, which is very unusual, and that is there's no words. It's all pictures. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, we've done a few here.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so it's all pictures. And the old saying is a picture speaks 1,000 words. A picture is worth 1,000 words, okay? So it's really true. So if you draw something well enough, everybody knows exactly where you're going with it. Everybody knows. And so that's really the goal. That's where you're going right here. So what you're doing right here is you're learning a language, you're saying something with no words, which is actually kind of cool. Here's another thing for those that are musically inclined. Music can actually touch you and can actually make you feel sad. It can make you feel happy. It can make you feel patriotic, or it can make you feel angry. And there might not even be any words. How is that? Well, it's because music is also a language. So there's all these things out there that are languages without words. Now I'm a word guy, I love words, but I'm also a musician. I'm also a CAD guy. So I realize there's more than one way to get your point across. Okay, so anyway, where am I going with this? The point is, when you draw something, you are actually saying something, you're speaking a language. And when you're drawing, you want to say as much as possible with a single illustration. So where am I going with this? Well, where I'm going with this right now is this right here. What I've got right now is I've got this hub drawing right here. Now, if I want to put this in 3D, there's a couple things I could do. Now there's a question about putting this together. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and turn off my dimensions, and I'm going to do just like a quick and dirty 3D type of thing, just so you guys can see where I'm going right here. So I'm going to change this. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of prep work, turn that off right here. And I can also turn off, yeah, I've got this text down here. Let's go ahead and I'll just ignore that for right now. So I've got this. Now, this donut is something that I don't think I can extrude a donut. We'll find out in a minute, won't we? Okay, so when you want to extrude something, let me show you what you do. When you're working with AutoCAD, you can do a few things. I'm just going to go ahead and put my put another little menu on here, just because this is kind of old school. I'm going to try to make this as simple as I can. When you're working with AutoCAD, one of the first things you want to do is you want to realize that you're working in several dimensions. You've got 2 dimensions when you're working in 2D. You've got 3 dimensions for every 3D. So right now you're seeing 2D, and right now you are seeing the 3rd dimension, okay? But there's nothing there yet. There's no thickness right there. So as we take a look at this right now, we see, okay, I'm seeing this right now. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take this, and what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and I'm going to extrude these elements into the 3rd dimension. So to do this, I'm going to turn off my lines because I don't think they'll work very well. And I will go ahead and I'll just extrude these elements right here. I'll actually get rid of this line right here too. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Okay, I'm just going to try an extrusion right here. Now, when I extrude something, it's like this. Here's another kid example. If you've ever worked with Play-Doh, all right. Anyone have kids with Play-Doh? Anyone have to clean Play-Doh out of their carpet? Anyone out there have Play-Doh?
All day, every day.
All day, every day. Yeah, so is my daughter. Okay, well, here's the thing. When you buy Play-Doh, typically, and I'm explaining this, I'm going in direction with this. When you have Play-Doh, you'll take the Play-Doh, and what you'll do is you'll place it in the chamber of the fun factory that's got a handle, and then you'll press down on the handle, and then the Play-Doh actually gets squeezed out. And as it gets squeezed out, it comes out in a shape, and it might be a star, it might be a triangle, it might be a square, but it comes out. That Fun Factory Play-Doh toy is called a modeling compound extrusion toy. Extrusion is when you take something in 2 dimensions and you shove it into 3D. That's what that is. That's extrusion. You take something, extrude it. So we're going to extrude this. So to extrude it, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to use this really cool command up here. And the cool command is actually, it's actually modify. And I'm going to go to 3D operations. And I think extrude is here. Where is it? Solid editing. Where's my extrude? Looking for extrude. Surface editing. I actually want just plain old extrude. I don't see it. Okay, well, that's okay. I can just type it in. So I'm going to type in extrude. Extrude. Okay, extrude. So there's the command right there. So I'll grab extrude, I'll grab everything here. And this is to show you how this will work. So I start the extrude command, and now right here, I'm already going into 3D. And so I can actually tell it how far I want it to go. So I can go ahead and tell it like, I'll 0.5. So what I just did there is I just extruded it. Now, what does it look like? Did it really extrude it into 3D? Let's find out. I'll go to my view right here. And when I go to view, I can actually go here and put a visual style on it. I'll just go to conceptual. And when I do this, it doesn't look so hot just yet, but I'm going to make it look hot. Because what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to subtract out some elements that I don't want here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to subtract out some things that I don't want. Let me change. I don't like the look of that. I'm going to change this to being a different color. Oh, I put it on this earlier. That's why. let me do this. Let me go ahead and put this on a different layer. I'll make a new layer. I'll call it 3D. Oh, just because it makes life a little bit easier. And I'll go ahead and grab this and pull it up there. I'll make another layer and I'll call that, if I can do this, okay, go here. And I'll go ahead and call it solid. And I'll go ahead and change the color on that. Create this and make it something that's a little more, give us a little bit better visualization. And I'll go ahead and go to here. Okay, so what I just did there is I used my extrude. Okay, so extrude is the key. So I'm going to go ahead and take these elements. Going to back. I'll go ahead and get this element. Okay, I got to grab all those. Okay, I'll just do this. I'll grab this. Grab this, and I'm just going to go select similar, and I'll delete all those. Okay. Oh gosh, okay, like that. Okay, let's see here. How do I do this? Well, let me grab all of my solids. I'll go ahead and put this on the solid layer. I'll just grab that. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so do that. All right, and it looks kind of like that. Okay, I got to back it out. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to back out to this point right here. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to try that again, only I'm going to go ahead and make my layer, and I'm going to call it solid, which I should have done because what I didn't do is I didn't give you enough information there so you guys could see it. You can see it turn to 3D, but I want to make it a little more clear. So it's easy to do. I'll just do it again. So go into here, solid's now my current layer. I'll go to extrude. And when I go to extrude, one of the things about extrude is you start the extrude command, and then it says select your objects. So I'll grab all my objects like this. And then I hit my enter key. Now look at this, it's going ahead, it's extruding right now. I just need to tell it what the distance is. I'll say 0.5, I'll go there. Now at this point, it looks like that. And then I'll go up here to my view, and I'm going to change the visual style. I'm going to change the visual style to be realistic. So I'll go ahead and do that. Now, one thing about this is you're seeing that the holes don't go through. So that's where I could use another tool up here, which is modify. And I go to 3D operations or 3D solid editing, I can go to subtract. So go to subtract, and I'll grab this element here, hit enter. Then I can go ahead and click on these elements right here. As I go through here, I'm able to pick these. What I'm doing right now is I'm picking on these. And as I pick on these, so I need to pick them, and I'm going to subtract these out. And yes. Okay, good. And then I'll go ahead and go through here. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm grabbing these. How did we get to 6:45 already? All right, all right, going through here. All right. Okay, so I just subtracted. I just selected those for subtraction. Let's see if it works. Hit my enter key. Okay, it looks like I didn't do it because subtract everything else. Okay. All right, so it didn't do so hot. I know it's really impressive, you guys. All right, so we'll go back here. I'll try this one more time. I think what I do is I've got a couple of objects that are on top of each other here. Let me go ahead and pull that out, and I'll get rid of that. Let me try that one more time. We'll go to modify. And we'll go here, try one more time. I'll just go to see if I can't do this. All right. We'll go ahead and go here. Okay, yeah, okay. I didn't set this up right. Yeah, so I didn't do that right. Okay, so crash and burn. We'll try it again. Anyway, we'll just go ahead and leave it like this for now. So that's how you'd start with 3D. Now at this point, I've actually got a couple objects that are actually intersecting each other. That's why I can't do a clean 3D. But that's actually how you put it into 3D. If you just did a simple wireframe, you're getting this right here. And then what you could do is you could do this kind of a thing. You could actually go ahead and you could actually do, where I actually could go ahead and do a little bit of an orbit type thing. So I'm holding this down. I can rotate it in different directions and so forth like this, look at it in 2D or 3D. But that's how I was able to do that. That was using the extrude command. So that's what I'm going to do for right now. I'll do a little bit of tweaking with this a little bit later to make it a little bit more elegant. But those are the basics right there. Okay, Kate, does that help there a little bit? Get you started?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, we'll do more later, but for right now, that's all we're going to take a look at right now. So I'm going to close this. I will save this and we'll come back to it later. Okay, so back over to this one. We were talking about this. So let's go back to here, and I want to give you guys a break in a couple minutes here. Are there any questions, any other questions about this right here? I know we covered a few things right there. You can ask anything, but these are the basics right here. Did anyone hit the wall and anything else, or you guys doing pretty well with this? Okay, what we'll do right now is we're gonna go ahead and we will go ahead and take about, just 5 minutes, and let's just take a little break, get yourself a drink, whatever you need to do, a little bathroom break, get some air, and then we'll come back. Tonight's class should be shorter with my lecture because I'm basically gonna be explaining a floor plan. I'll go over some basic stuff, show how to do it, so it will not be quite as long as the previous ones, but we'll go ahead and just take 5 minutes right now. We'll come back fresh and we'll start up. So I'll see you guys in 5 minutes. I'm gonna mute myself. I will see you in 5. Okay, we're back at it. And let's see here. I think I've got everybody here. Okay, good. Good to have you guys here. And we're going to continue. And okay, so one thing I want to do here, I hate it when I show something and I hit the wall like that. That bothers me. I should have had a better result than that for you guys. So let me do a quick thing here. Let me just go ahead and open this up. I'll make it a little cleaner for you. What I'll do is I will go ahead and just open this up real quick. I want to show you this 3D thing in a convincing way because that was terrible. So I want to go out here and I'm going to pull this out of the way and I'm going to do this. All right, and what I want? Drawing F, drawing H. Yeah, drawing H is what I want. So I'll open up drawing H. So drawing H looks like this. You guys all remember this one, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys can hear me. Okay, good. All right, I'm gonna just go ahead and put a quick layer in here just to show how this works. And this is just to prove this concept a little cleaner. So I'm gonna call this one solid. And I'm going to go ahead and change the color right here to, I'll make it, what the heck, I'll go ahead and make it green. And here's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make that my current layer. And now I'm going to do an extrusion. Now watch this, do the same thing I did before. View, 3D views, and I'm going to go Southwest isometric. It looks like this. And I'm going to do the same thing I did before, extrude. And I'm going to grab all this, enter, and I'm going to give it a height. So I'm going to go ahead and type in whatever. Let's make it 0.25 like that. So it's a nice kind of a thin thing. And I did that. Okay, so did the exterior. Let me go ahead and try that one more time. Let's get everything. No. Okay, extrude everything like this. Okay. Oh, this array won't go. Okay, that's why. All right, got to explode that. So let me do this real quickly here. I can't do this because I had. By the way, this is a little teachable moment right here. This right here, when you make an array, you guys, when you make an array, you actually can't edit it individually. So I have to explode that. That's just something you have to do. So I did this. I'll explode that. The enter key. Okay, and now these are individual, and I'll do the same thing over here. Click on this, and my enter key. Okay, those are individual. Now I will extrude it again. So now I'll do this again, and I'll grab this, click here, and I go up here. There we go. Now everything is being extruded right now. I'll go ahead and just say, as far as the height of extrusion, I'll say 0.5 like that. Okay, so now I've got this. Looks like that. Now I will subtract these out just to show how this looks. So to do this, I go up here and I go to my modify panel and I'll go to my solid editing and go to subtract. So the first thing it says is select solid surfaces and regions to subtract from. So I'm going to grab my outside. Okay, which all this. Okay, why did that? Okay, that should have. Okay. Okay, why did it do that? All right, that should have been okay. Let me back up one second here. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I will do this. All right, first one, I'm going to grab this, select all. Select similar. Okay, select similar and delete those. I'm going to join this together. There we go. There we go. Then oops. Okay, I just used the oops command, which is actually kind of cool here. But anyway, we'll try it again. So now extrude it, got everything all set up, a load of prep. All right, enter. We click there, that's better. Now 0.5, boom. Okay, there we go. Now it looks good. Okay, so now we did this, had to do a little bit of finagling around, and I will go ahead and put this together. I actually have a 3D module on my my YouTube page to show how to do this. Now I will do this. I'll go to my modify. I will go over here to my solid editing. I will go to my subtract. I'll grab this, click on this. That's what I want to subtract from. I right click and now it says select the object you want to subtract. So go ahead and click on these 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What does it say over here? And so when you're working with solids, one of the things about them is you can join solids, you can create what's called unions, and you can do subtractions, which is what I'm doing right now. So I'm subtracting these out. Now at this point, it just went ahead and subtracted those out. Let's verify that we did. Let's take a look at it. Let's verify that it did do that. And we do this, and bada boom, bada bing, there we have it. So that is my extrusion right there. That is now in 3D. I actually had this printed up. There's actually a 3D printer in the library at MCC, and I had them print this up. I've got it somewhere. I might have it in my drawer. Let me take a quick look. It'd be kind of cool if I had it. But I definitely had it 3D printed. And I do not see it right now. But anyway, yeah, so I went ahead and had it 3D printed just to show the concept. And it's kind of cool. So anything that you want to, you can actually 3D print. So once you've got it like that, oh, I know I've got it somewhere. I should have it right here, but I wasn't prepared. Oh, well. So anyway, that's how you do that. If you're interested in 3D printing, we can look at this a little bit further, but that's all you have to do. You would save this out. I'm just going to show you all the secrets right here, right now. So as you do this, if you were to save this as an STL file, you could then send it to somebody to be printed in 3D, which would mean you do this. You go to Save As, and you go to, actually, we want to export it. So we'll go to Export, and I want to go to Export it. I want to export it out as a different format. And what I want to export this out as is a STL, which is right here. This stands for stereolithography. So I'm going to go ahead and save this out, and I'll save that out. And when I do, that is, I'm going to grab this, and I grab the whole kit and caboodle, grab everything right there, hit my enter key, and it went ahead and just saved that. So I just saved an STL file. That is now ready to be 3D printed. Cool stuff. And so that's what you can go ahead and do. So kind of quick and dirty, but that's how you go ahead and do that. I'll close out of there. Any questions about that before I leave this alone?
Does the library just let you print anything in 3D?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if they've got the if they've changed their policy, but yeah, if you're a student and you ask them, hey, I have a project that needs to be printed in 3D, will you please do that? They'll do it. Indeed, they will. And if you need to, just say, hey, my professor said I had to do this. And I'll say, oh, yeah, she does. And they'll print it for you. Kind of cool. So, yeah, this right here, I had them printed right there. It didn't take long at all. Pretty cool stuff. And like I said, it's around somewhere. I just got to find it. My grandkids might have taken it. Who knows? So anyway, that's what we have going on. That's how you do stuff. So it can be very complicated, but we'll move on from there. And that's all really cool stuff you can do. We'll move on from there. Now, this is what we did last week. We're moving away from this one too. We'll go ahead and save this one. And we're going to do this week's work. This is this week's work. This is floor plan 2. I have it called floor plan Southfield here. And so what we're going to do right here is we're going to go ahead and work with this. So to do this, I'm going to go back out here and I'm going to go out to week 4. This is the floor plan 2 assignment. And so this is it right here. Floor plan 2. I highlighted it in red because I changed it. I want to make that I did that just so I would understand it. You'll go ahead and download this. When you download it, it looks like this. It's actually, it's a PDF file of a floor plan. And this has more going on in it, but it's very much like the last one we just worked on. I prepared some blocks for you. I did some other things, and these are the basics right here. So you can see right here, and this, what you want to do is you want to print this up. It's going to be easier to print it up. But it's 42 feet in this direction, 34 feet in this direction. This is 14 feet, this little peninsula here. Drops back 6'3", 28 feet over here, and then out here. And there's a chimney. So that's what you got going on right here. So these basic dimensions are what we're going to use, and we're going to go ahead and draw this floor plan. Now, about this floor plan, let me show you something else. This is the floor plan of this particular structure. And I think I've actually got something here. I'm going to show you something here real quickly here. I've actually got my my drafting book here that I took this out of, just so you guys can see what I'm doing right here. What I'm trying to do is show you how to put together a set of construction documents that all refer to the same document. Let me grab this real quickly here. If I was actually in my class, this would not be this would be a lot easier, but oh well, let me see if I can't find this for you. Yeah, right here. Okay, so here's my exploring drafting book. This is my exploring drafting book. It's actually kind of cool. Some of you might have used this before, but anyway, what it's got in here is it's actually got a section here for doing architectural drafting. Okay, so Here's the house that we're actually going to draw. You'll notice that what it's got right there, it actually has a, we're not doing the porch. We're leaving the porch out of it. But you'll notice that it's got a gabled section over on the side, and then it's got a long front section. Okay, so we're going to do all that. And there's a chimney over on the side. So we're going to draw this. So remember what that looks like. Okay, you got that right there. That's what we're going to draw. Okay, so that's an overall kind of a graphics representation of it. Okay, here's actually a photograph of the same structure. And again, we are not going to be doing the porch, but that is what it looks like. That's a built home, and we are going to go ahead and put some plans together to make this work. All right. So one of the things that you would need, we're not going to be doing a site plan, but a site plan would look like that. We prepare a site plan, and the site plan would be the first thing you'd work with. Okay, that's what you do. Now, other than that, the next thing you would do is then you would have an elevation. The elevation looks like this right here. That's actually front, and that is what we typically think of when we're talking about a structure. That is an elevation right there. But we're not doing that this week. What we're doing this week is we are doing the floor plan. Floor plan looks like this. Okay, that's the floor plan of the same structure. So that's the floor plan right there. And then right here, this is the foundation plan. We'll be doing that next week. So these are all things that we have going on here. Those are the basics right there. And then we have over here a wall section. Okay, a wall section right here, which by the way, I put this out on YouTube. And right now it's got like almost 7,000 views. I don't know why, but the thing is, it's my tutorial on how to do a wall section is very, very popular. But anyway, that's what we're going to do. So what we're doing right now is we are going to draw the same thing in several different views. We start with the floor plan. So we do the floor plan, we're going to do elevations, we're going to do a foundation plan, we're going to do a section plan. All these things come together to make a set of construction documents. So we start with the floor plan. Floor plans here. So let's take a look at this real quickly so you guys understand. First of all, the overall length outside to outside is 42 feet. Okay. And then it goes down 34 feet. And then you'll have to do some adding. But 3'6" and 3'6" and 7 feet is 14 feet. So that's 14 feet. And then it goes from here 6'3" and then over 18, and then it joins. And then there's this section right here, which we could go ahead and draw that. We could draw whichever way we want to go with it. But yeah, we maybe go like this. Question?
Professor, can you make your screen bigger? The camera focused on you instead of the monitor.
Oh, you're not seeing the, oh, okay, it's not seeing it. Okay, so, okay, I'm screen sharing right now. Let me make sure I got this. Okay, make sure you got this. Okay, is that better? Can you see the floor plan right now?
Yep, I got it. Okay.
Okay,
Yep, I got it.
better. Okay, I realized I was showing that to you. You guys are probably seeing a little postage stamp size of it, but that's just to give you an idea. So sorry. Anyway, that's how that works. So this is what we're going to work on right now. So what we're doing right now is this. Now you guys can all see this floor plan full screen, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start drawing this. So how do we do it? Well, because this is how I like to run things. I like to set you guys up for success. We are going to download a template, Floor Plan 2 Southfield 2020 template. I don't have a 2021 template, so that's the one we have. So I download the template, it goes down here. So this is how we go about doing this. So I have this right here. Here's Floor Plan Southfield 2021. I'll go ahead and just drop over here. This is what I'm going to draw. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to start from, this is what it looks like when it's done. So to start it, you'll always go to New, and then say, it says, hey, okay, where's the template? You know, or what template do you want to use? And I'll say, well, I'm going to go where my downloads are. So I go to my downloads and I'll find right here, Floor Plan 2, Southfield, that's what I want. When I open it, it starts me out in this thing and I'm on the A walls layer. So just to show how we do this, I'm going to go ahead and start by, I'm going to start going over at the, I'll start at the top, I'll go around the outside. So I'm going to make a polyline. Polyline, this allows me to offset a layer. So I'll start with a polyline. I'll go here, I'll click here. I'm going over a distance of 42 feet. So 42 feet, boom. Then I go back down this way. And you notice that the layer is white, A-walls layer is white. Then I go down 34 feet, boom. You don't have to say boom. Then you go down and go over 14 feet like that. And then back this direction, it's 6'3". And I realize you don't have this in front of you unless you're looking at it on your screen, unless you downloaded it, but I would recommend that you do that. And then I'll just go ahead and right click and, well, now at this point, I got to put in the chimney. I can do this one of two ways. I could just count the dimensions up right here. So over to draw the chimney, and I'll give you this distance, what the heck. So let's just do a little bit of adding right now. While I'm doing this right now, I'll pull up my quick calc and my quick calculator. I'll go ahead and I will, can I put in feet? I'm not sure if I can or not. I'll find out if I can. What I will do is I'll clear this out of here. What I want to type in is the distance there, which is going to be 6 feet plus, is that 5 feet 11? What is that right there? That's 8 foot 11. Let me see what's over here.
Did you do 13 feet on the front?
It's 14.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, it's 14. Yeah. 6 feet, 14, 11. Okay, 6 feet plus 8 feet. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, 6 feet plus, okay. And then 8 foot 11, 8 foot 11 plus, I hope this works. We'll find out. 2 foot 6. 2 foot 6. Let's see what equals does. See if it works. Okay, 17 feet and 5 inches. Okay, so that would be my distance. So 17 feet 5. So what I just did there, just to show you what I did, I don't need to do this myself. I could do this a lot of other ways, but I'm trying to do this so it's simple for you guys. What I did here is I actually went through here, and what I did is I just added up these distances right here. So right here, I added up my 6 feet plus 8 foot 11 plus 2 foot 6, and the total is 17 feet 5. Okay, so I get to the place where I basically bump out for my chimney. So I go down 17 feet 5, I go over 2 feet, and then 4 feet 8. Okay, so just so you know where I'm going with this. So back over to here, going to my polyline. I got on my polyline, didn't intend to, but I'm going to go up 17 feet 5, boom, and then over 2 feet. And then 4 feet 8, and then over 2 feet, we said before, and then I'll go ahead and close it right to there. Boom, like that. Now at this point, I have 2 separate polylines. They're not joined together. If this ever happens, it doesn't mean you're sunk. All you have to do is join them together. To join polylines is a piece of cake. Easiest way to do it is to use the join command. So to join them, you can do it one of 2 ways. You can either type the letter J, and when you type the letter J, the join command is right there. Or, and you click on join, and it asks you to select. You can also go up here and go to modify, and your join command is right here. You can click on join, all right? And it shows you how to do that. So I'll go ahead and start the join command, and then it's going to grab everything that I want to select and hit my enter key. And when I do that, this is all joined back into a polyline. So you want to make sure it's all joined into a polyline so you can offset it. Now, looking at the sheet right here, if I did this right, and I think I did, okay, down here, my exterior walls are 5 inches wide. So back out to my new one, I'm going to offset this 5 inches. So to use the offset command is right here. And you can also just type the letter O. You type the letter O, starts the offset command. And your first prompt is specify an offset distance, or you can go through something. So I'm going to type in 5 for 5 inches, hit enter. Now select the object to offset. It's going to be my exterior polyline. I click here. Then I tell I want to go in, and I click there. Now at this point, I just established an awful lot of information. Now I'm just going to throw some dimensions on here to make sure that I've done them correctly. So I'll go here and I'll choose dimensions, and I'll put some dimensions on here, here to here. And I'll look up there, it's 42 feet. Then I'll do the same thing here. I'm going to show you a little trick here too. At the first prompt, if you hit your enter key, you can go ahead and just click on the actual wall and pull out like that. Kind of cool. All right, why do we need to be all joint? When the reason why you want them all to be joined is because the offset command will only offset those elements that are all put together. That's why. If I didn't do that, I'll show you what happens. That's a good question. Saror. Let me show you. So what we do right there is I would do this. If I had these same items over here on this side and I didn't have them joined, I'll show you what it would do. So I go over here and I'll go ahead and just draw with the line command. So go over here and 42 feet and then 34 feet. Answering your question here, Saror. So I heard you, 14 feet. and like this, and then up 6'3", boom, and over 28 feet, and then down 17 feet 5, 17 feet 5, and then out 2 feet, and then 4 feet 8, 4 feet 8, boom, and back 2 feet, 2 feet, boom, and then I go ahead and I close it right to there. Okay, now at this point, watch what happens when I offset now. I go to offset. When I go to offset, it asks me a distance, it's 5 inches. So I go ahead and click on this and, oh man, AutoCAD sucks. Well, no, that's what happens if they're not joined together. Does that make sense there? Sroor, can you hear me? Did that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, yes, okay, good, good. Okay, that's why they have to be joined together. Okay, so that's why. Did that make, okay, hopefully that made sense. If you can use the offset command anything you want to, but the thing is, what's going to happen is if it is not, if it's not all joined together, you just got to do this a whole bunch of times. Now, which would you rather do? What I'm doing right now and join all these together, or would you rather just go ahead and offset it once? I don't know about you, but I'd rather offset it just once. So that is why you want to make it with a polyline, and you can always join them together. So you can always join together elements just like that. So we got that. Okay, so we have a good foundation. Let me go ahead and put a couple more dimensions on here, and we will continue. Just want to make sure that I am where I need to be. So I'm going to go here, here to here, fill it out. Yep. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do the same thing. I'll show you kind of a quick thing. You can also use quick dimension here. If I go to annotate, I can use this cool tool called quick dimension. If I go to quick dimension, I just go ahead and click here and pull it right out like that. Kind of cool. And so when you do that, you're able to go ahead and go through that. That's quick dimension. And I know I did that kind of quickly. I'm trying to put the cookies on the lower shelf so you guys can get these, okay? But that's the quick dimension command, okay? That is a very, and it's a quick way of doing things. Doesn't always work that well, but sometimes it does. Okay, now we've got the outline. So now that we have the outline, we want to put in the different elements inside. Going back to the Home tab, and what I'm going to do right now, I'll go ahead and close out of this. Don't need that. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll place my fireplace. Now the fireplace is pretty straightforward. I'm going to put that on. I didn't really give you a layer for that, so we'll just put it on the walls layer. Just probably not the best layer, but that's okay. We'll put it on the walls layer. Now, to open my blocks palette, I type the letter I and hit enter, and there's my blocks. And I've actually made a block right here for your fireplace. Now watch this. Fireplace is right there. It gives you a preview. I click here. I pull it in here, and I did this for you rather than make you guys draw it because it's a fairly complicated shape. So go ahead and place that. Boom. There's your fireplace. Not too shabby, huh? So we got that right there. So that's in place. I put it right over here. So you got that. So that was easy. Next thing we got right here is now we want to start to put in some interior walls. So to do this, let's take a look over what this one looks like. So just to give us an idea as far as what this looks like when we're done, I've got this wall right here. Actually, let's concentrate on this one. This one's 20'7". So I've got a wall that starts here. It's 20'7" to give you the starting point right here. Okay, so I've got that. And that I can just go ahead and start and draw a wall and pull it down. And then I can just start to work with it by doing offsets. This wall is 11'6", and this is 20'7". So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to start drawing 20'7". I'll put a wall in there, then I'll do 11'6". Then I'll just start to build it. Okay, so 20'7". So what I'll do here is to draw I'm going to use lines. I'll use, should I use a polyline? Yeah, I guess I could do that. So 20'7". I'll do the 20'7" one first. So I'll go 20'7". I'll go ahead and start here. Now we talked about this before. I could just click here and just tell it 20'7". 20'7". Boom. When I do that, I'll go ahead and just pull this up like I'm doing right now. I'm just gonna draw a straight line just because I want to give myself something to start with. I'm gonna offset it 4 inches because it's a 4-inch wall. Like that. So I went ahead and did that. So that was 20'7". And then I needed to put in 11'6" wall. So I'll go to line and I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and click here. I'll say 11'6". 11'6", boom. And I'll go over in this direction like this. I'm going to intersect these two like that. And then I'll offset that also 4. So offset this one 4. So what's happening right now is I'm building this space out right now. Now that I've done that, I've got an intersection for where those two walls would be. Now at that point, I could start to just kind of like build it out and start to make some sense out of it right now, because I've got, I've got at least a starting point right there. So now that I've done that, I would need to start to put some other information in there. One of the things I'll show you is right now where these two are put together right here, the intersection of these two is right here. They're intersecting there. Now this goes up 3'10", and then it goes over. So I'm going to go ahead and draw from the intersection point here up 3'10", and then it's going to pull it over, just to give myself something else to work with. So 3'10", and then over. So my line, I go from here, 3'10", 3'10", boom. Then I'm going to go over like this. And this is just to do that. Now that's got to be offset again 4. So I'll go ahead and offset this 4. So you can see what I'm doing right here is I'm kind of building this, just using this. Now I'm going to trim out what I don't want to see right now. I'll use trim. So use trim, get rid of that. Trim, get rid of that. And then I could go ahead and also trim these interiors if I want to. Just going through here like that. And I can do this here too. Like that. Okay, so I've got a starting point right there, a real good starting point actually. So now that I've got that, I could actually begin to put a couple of other things in here. I'll leave those right there, and I'll just go ahead and build out the, I've got like a little bathroom area right here. So I'll show you what I do for that. Now for this, I went ahead and gave you a dimension right here of 13 feet. So there has to be a door that goes right here, 13 feet, right along this wall. So it's got to be 13 feet, and it's 2'6" door. So I'll do that. So going over to here, I want to put in a door. So I'm going to change my current layer to a doors, and I've got this right here. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to take this, I'm going to place it right here. I'm going to start here, I'm going to pull along. And what's the distance? Did we say? We said it's 13 feet, boom. And it goes ahead and does that. And I'm going to rotate this. Now notice something about this door. I'm going to zoom into it. Now you'll notice that it's got a tail. The tail actually needs to be aligned perpendicular with the wall. It needs to be perpendicular to the wall like this. So it could be like this. So you do this and you set it in place like this, boom, like that. Now, once in place like that, I can do some interesting things. I can click on this. And when I do this, it gives me what we would call dynamic block grips. Okay, these dynamic block grips allow me to resize this door, to flip it, to do all kinds of things. Let me give you an example here. I can go ahead and flip the door swing by clicking on this arrow right here. This arrow allows me to flip it in one direction or another. So I actually want it to be in this direction. If I click this drop down right here, I can then make it open 90 degrees like that. So I've got that. Now the actual size of the door is supposed to be 2'6", which it is right here. So that's actually good. So at that point, I'm good to go. There's only one thing. You'll notice that this little tail overlaps the door. So I'm going to go ahead and click, overlaps the wall. So I'm going to click here and pull it back to 4 inches. And at that point, I got my door perfectly placed. If I did this right, trim this out, boom. All right, let's see how well we did. That should be 13 feet from the corner. Let's find out if we did it or not. So go here, dimensions, let's see, linear, boom. Click on this. 13 feet, one, oh, it went to the wrong place. Okay, so I got to change that. Should go right to here.
Shouldn't the door be facing the other way?
Let me take a look. Maybe it is. Yeah, it needs to be flipped the other way. Thank you. So I'll go ahead and click on this, and I'll go ahead and flip it. Boom, and like that. Boom. No, that's right, like that. Okay, does that make sense?
Yep, got it.
Okay, good. And then we'll go here. By the way, is Elijah here? Are you here, Elijah? No, okay. All right. All right. Well, I guess we're good to go. Okay, so that's what we did right there. So that's 13 feet. Okay, so we got that in place right now. Now what we have, next thing I've got is I've got over here, I've actually got this wall right here. This wall right here is right here. I want to put this wall in right now. This wall is 12'6" over from here. So that's 12'6". So I'm going to go over here. I would go over 12'6", and then I go down because it's a, yes, that's what it is. So it's 12'6" over is that distance. So I'll go ahead and do that. And then I got to come down 6'1". So 12'6" to 6'1". So I'll do that. So I'll start my line command and change my layer. Go from here over this way, 12'6". 12'6", boom, and then down 6'1". 6'1", boom, like that. Okay, then at that point, I can actually pull this over like this, and we'll do that. Okay, and then at that point, I need to offset my wall. So I offset those, and this will be 4 inches again. So I'll go ahead and offset these. I didn't make it a polyline, but that's okay. You know, you don't have to make all of them polylines necessarily. So I'll go ahead and trim this out. And at this point, go back right there. Okay, so I got that right there. Now at this point, that should be, I'll go ahead and just trim this out too. Let's see if that's right. It should be, but I'll just go ahead and put that down. Dimensions, go to here. And this should be 12'6" if I did this right. And it is 12'6", so look good there. That is all looking pretty good. Okay, next thing. I've got a 2'9". Next distance I need to put in here is actually, I've got it right here. It's 2'9". This to here, this is 2'9". So that means these walls are 2'9" apart from each other. So this interior to the exterior is 2'9". And this is interior 3 feet. So I've got that going on. So I could go either way with this. I'll use the 3-foot dimension right here. So I'll go ahead and tuck this in the corner because you see I got this shower that's right in here. Do I have a shower block? I guess I don't. Okay, I didn't put in a shower block. Okay, so for that one, that's actually a 3-foot by 3-foot shower block. I'll go ahead and put that in there right now. Should have given you guys a block for that. Sorry about that. Oh, well, you guys can do it. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go ahead and put this on the A plumbing layer. And I'm just going to go ahead and make a polyline. And I'll just go ahead and go here, go over 36. And 36. And over here. And then down to here. All right. Okay, then I'm going to put it oh, it is, I do have a shower block. Okay, I missed it. Okay, right here. So I'm going to click on that. And I drop this right in like that. Boom, there it is. I did make you one. So I did make a shower block. It's right there. Okay, now, now that I've done that, man, I made this easier for you guys. So then I've got a wall here. The wall goes here. And yeah, and then when I put that in, we are good to go. That basically puts us in a good spot. So now I'll go to my line command, going back to the wall layer, A walls, and I'll go to line, and I'll just go here, and I want to go from here over a distance of 4, and then I'm going to go up, and I did this right, and I think I did not get offset this one. Offset this one over like this, and then go like that. All right, starting to make some sense. Okay, now I can trim these out. Right, so I got that. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm also going to draw another line right here because they have to be separated. So that's going to be up here. That's going to be 4. And go over here. Do that. We'll trim those out. All right, looking good. Okay, so now it's really starting to come together. Okay, so now I've got this little area right here. It's always good to kind of do this. Now I've got a 2'6" door. Now, one thing about this 2'6" door, I didn't give you a dimension. It's just kind of placed. In that kind of situation, if it's non-critical, the default typically, if you do this, is going to be, you use your measure tool here to find out what it is. What is that distance? Let's find out. Did I even measure it? 5 and 15, 16. Right, actually 6 inches is what it should be. 6 inches from the inside. So we'll go ahead and put that 6 inches. So I'll put another door 6 inches along there. So I'll go to the door layer, and I'm going to go here to go to door. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to touch it here, and I'm going to pull it over 6 inches. Like that, I'm going to go ahead and I'll go ahead and place it like this, or I'll do this. Now, once I've done that, you may think, well, hey, that's completely wrong. Well, it is, but guess what? It's a dynamic block. So all I got to do is, wrong way. I should have flipped it. Didn't flip, did it? No, it didn't. Come on, you flip. No, it's not doing that. Let's try this. No, not doing that. Okay, so I'll have to move that over then. Okay, so that's okay. We'll move it over 30. something like that. And okay, that should be good. Okay, once I've got that, let's see how, now I'll click on it. So I'll go here, open it 90 degrees and flip it. There we go. And at that point, this door should be 2'6", and it is. And I'll push this back so that it is only a 4-inch wall width, like that. And that's how we have that. So I'll trim it. I'll do this like that. All right, that looks pretty good. And then I just have a couple elements that need to go in here, which would be the okay, oval sink needs to go in here. I'll go ahead and drop this. That actually goes here. Actually, that I gave you the wrong layer there, but I'll figure that out. And over here, you got the toilet. Now, when I put in this toilet, you got to notice it goes in wrong. It's going in wrong. That is an elevation. Okay, so if I click on this, though, I can actually get a representation of this. I'll go to here, and I'll make an elongated plan. That looks a whole lot better. Pull it back to here. And these elements are on the wrong layer. So I have to change them. I'll grab them, and I'll put them on the plumbing layer. They look like that then. And this, and move over like that. Something like that. And then when I'm all done there, I have to make it, I have to set it in here. It looks like I scaled that before. Oh, well, doesn't matter. I'll go ahead and just make a Casework. I'll use Casework right here, and I'll go ahead and make a, and I'm not too worried about this right here, but just want to go ahead and put like a rectangle around this right here. So rectangle like this, something like that, where you would actually have that for the sink. So you just, basically that's what you want right there. Okay, now at this point, that should all be pretty much as we see here. So that should be 4'5" across, that should be 3 foot, and so forth. So let's see how we did. Let's see how we did. That should be 4 feet across. Okay, so let's measure that and see how we did. Dimensions, and we're linear. Here, here, and across to there. 4'5", beautiful. That's exactly what it should be. Okay, so what I did is I got that all perfectly together, and if I wanted to, I could also put the dimensions in for the doors here, like we talked about, like that. And then I want to do the same thing over here. So what I'm doing right here is I'm showing you guys how you actually put this together, and that's what you do. Okay, so that's all perfectly drawn. I showed you all the basic things. Now, all the rest of the stuff is connected. Now over here, I've actually got this other small area down at the bottom. I'll show that to you. Right down here, you'll notice I got this little bump out here. It's like a little closet. And the distance here is 16'9". And then it goes out 1'11" to the inside, which you'd have to add some inches. But so it's basically 16 feet 9 and then up 2'4". 16'9", then 2'4". So let's do that. So go to my wall command, and we'll do 16'9", and then 2'4". Line. 16'9", and then 2'4". 2'4", and then we go across that. Except it may be a little different there. Okay. Yeah, I went ahead and did that. Yeah, these are not the same line actually here. So that's what I got to deal with. But that's okay. So we've got that. And that's got to be 4 and 4. So I got to offset those 4. So over here, offset both those 4. So offset 4. And we'll here. That. And then the inside of that closet is supposed to be 3'4". So I got to do that. So I'll go ahead and back over here, make that 3'4", and then clean it up as I need to. Line starting from here over 3'4", 3'4", boom. And yep, it's a little bit off from the other one, but that's okay. That's okay. And then offset that one for good. And then we'll trim out these. All right, we'll trim this out. Okay, I'm gonna just connect these two together. I'm using the fillet command with no radius. And then I'm just going to trim out these corners right here. Trim here. and trim out here. Okay, so I got that in there, and then this needs to end right up here. So I'll trim this wall. Okay, and when we've done that, okay, I got rid of what I need actually. So I'll go ahead and trim this. So in here. Okay, I don't want to get rid of that whole thing. So I'm going to do this. Okay, looks like that there. All right, now, now that I've got that, next thing I got to do is I got to put in this. This is a 2'6" door, and that should be 3'4". Let me make sure that it is. And as long as that is, we are in a good spot. Make sure it's 3'4". Boom, it is. Awesome. And I'll put that on the dimensions layer. Then I'd place the door right there. So I go ahead and place the door. So the door, go to the door layer, and we are getting pretty good at this now. So I go here and I place my door, and the door has got to go somewhere along here. Go ahead and run this along here. And I'll go ahead and drop it somewhere right here, and I'll move it later if I need to. Okay, now here, I don't think it gave me any dimensions, did it? Maybe it didn't. Let me find out. Over here, what are my dimensions? Yeah, if I don't give you dimensions and I didn't here, it's just centered. It's basically centered, so don't worry about that. I didn't give you dimensions. So at that point, we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to go ahead and put in the parameters that we need. And essentially, we're just going to make it close to where it is right there. And okay, now look at that right there. I made a mistake. And right now, that is all crookedy. Let me show you how to fix it. I'll grab that. And when I do this, I can go to my properties by right-clicking on it, going to properties. Then over here, you can see the rotation is 357.802. I just make it 0. And I just fixed it that quickly. All right, that's using your properties. Okay. And when I'm done, it looks something like that. Yeah, that's what you got right there. Then I got another door right here. That's 2'6". And this one also does not have a dimension. So it just gets placed there as well. And where is that? Where is that? Okay, looks like there is a, okay, so that wall just runs right across, doesn't it? So it runs right across and then we break it. Okay, gotcha. So that wall runs right across and then we break it. So I'll extend this. Now the extend command is right up here next to trim. I can use this and I can use extend. And I'm just going to go ahead and extend this out to here like that. Then I'm going to offset this 4, which is here. Okay, trim. That. I'm going to drop this 2'6" door in place. Okay, so I'll go to here. And this one's got to go somewhere along here. So I was going to pick a point like this. Again, I didn't really, didn't have to do it. And what you want to do is, again, you want to make sure your tail is lined up like this. You drop it there. And then we just go ahead and do the same thing we did before, which is go down to here. Make it down for 90 degrees like that. And then I need to flip it like that. And yeah, and then at that point, I need to change the wall thickness. Okay, then I'll trim it out like that. Okay, and that is how I go ahead and place that one right there. Oops, looks like I trimmed out too much. Right. So what I want to do here is I want to trim. Yep. Like that. Okay, and that is what that should look like. Okay, very good. All right, and then I've got those all. So that is all perfectly solved space. Now at that point, it's just putting in the doors and the windows and so forth. One thing I will do is I will place the kitchen. So the kitchen is, look, I gotta save this before I lose it. So I'm gonna save as, I'm gonna call it floor. Let me see what I tell you guys to name it. Let me find out. Let me cancel out of here. I want to make sure that I give you the right thing here.
I think it's
So
called floor plan 2.
I think I did. So when you go to, thank you. You're probably
Southfield 2020.
okay. So this is what I told you guys to name it. Floor plan 2 with your name right here. See it? See that floor plan 2 dash with your name right there? That'll work there. If it says floor plan 2 Southfield, that's okay too. But we're going to call it floor plan 2 dash with your last name. Okay. So that's what we will do. And so I'm gonna name it floor plan 2 with my name. So save it as, and I'm going to make sure it's all capitalized, because that's the way I roll. Floor plan 2, that, and I think that's all I need right there. Oh, that's what you do. Okay, so we got that. Now I need to put over here, I need to put actually something else in here. This is 13 feet 2 over this wall, and I'm going to go ahead and place that. I'm going to run that down there. So that's 13 feet 2 like that. So I'm going to do that just to get myself oriented as I need to be. And I will go to my line command and I'll go here, 13 feet 2 over, 13 feet 2, boom, and go this way. Pull this right out and intersect those. I'm going to offset that 4, like that. Okay, so I just did that. Now here's the thing. When I did that, I gave myself the ability now to insert this. I did this kitchen area for you too. So I just dropped the kitchen right in there. I've actually got the kitchen. Where's the kitchen? Better be there. Yeah, I know that kitchen stuff. It's got to be a block.
It's a block. I placed it on mine. It should be in there.
Yeah, it should be. It's exploded it. Yeah, it's right there. Okay. Oh man, no, it's called a polyline. Did I not? Well, let me see something here. Well, let's see here. Well, we'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens here. Should be there. Oh, unless I exploded this or something. You see, that is not a block in here. So what did I do wrong? Well, I guess I'll have to put that together. It looks like yeah, that should be there. Okay, you said you placed it, so I used the same template. I wonder if I downloaded the wrong template or something. I don't know, but there should be. Let me do a quick thing here. Insert. Let me do this. Yeah, that should definitely be there. Current drawing box.
Does anybody else have it? Because I'm using 18. I don't know if it's different.
I have a block, the all kitchen, complete kitchen.
You guys do have that. Okay, if as long as you guys.
I have a block in template.
Okay, well then let me do this. Oh, you know what it is? Okay, yeah, here it is. I'm in the wrong one. I'm gonna go over this one. Oh, here it is. There it is. All right, I was in the
How
wrong.
y'all keep up with him? He works so fast.
All right, it's actually over here. So I'll go over
Yeah.
here, and yeah, I just take this, you drop it in right here. And why did I do this? Because I thought it would be a good use of your time to just learn how to put that in. So as long as you get this placed correctly, you're good to go. So I went ahead and did that just because, oh, what the heck, you know, I'm an old softie. What the heck? But anyway, that way you don't have to draw that. I used to make my students draw all that, and I thought, you know, I'm just putting them through needless torture, you know, so I went ahead and do that up for them. Okay, now this is 12 foot 11 up, this one right here, 12 foot 11, and then I've got this going across, and I got an opening, so I'll go ahead and do that. And yeah.
Sorry, what layer did you use for kitchen?
I'm sorry, what?
What layer? Which layer
What
did
layer?
you use?
I think, let's see what I did. Okay, on the walls layer.
Walls? Could be walls? Okay.
Yep.
Did you put it under case layer, or is that probably not?
Oh, what was that?
Could you put it under case layer? I don't know. I just did it because it was orange.
Casement World War II. Those
Okay.
would be there. Yeah, you could do it either way. There's actually some walls in there. It's mostly casement. You could also make an argument that it should go on A-APL for appliance. So anyway, but right now, wall or casework are both acceptable. And
Okay. Thanks.
yes, both will work. Okay, so now that I've got that, I need to go 12 foot 11 up. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go ahead and draw a line, 12 foot 11 up from here, 12 foot 11, 12 foot 11, boom. All right, do this, I'm going to pull it over. Now that gives me this right here. And so I've got that. I'm going to offset that 4. Okay, like that. And then I've got a 3'7" wall gap here. So let me draw another line here, 3'7" from this point right here. 3'7", 3'7", boom. And that's actually a 6 foot opening. So I was gonna make that 6 feet. And then when I'm done here, I'll just trim it out like that. Okay, then I trim it, TR, boom, like that. All right, looking good here. That is actually looking quite good. And then at that point, we are actually looking pretty darn good. All right, and at this point, I don't know if I'm going to give you too much more because I think you guys can do a lot of this on your own. I don't want you to try to do everything. I do want you to kind of like process information too. I don't want you to copy. But anyway, that gives you a really good start. And you always want to be measuring. Now, one thing I think I glossed over is right over here with measure. You could use this to measure stuff just to get a quick distance or whatever. Or if you use this one right here, quick, this is actually kind of a cool tool. Let you go ahead and measure stuff right away and say, okay, what is that? Okay, just do a quick check measurement on this right here. And this is how you can actually use this to verify your dimensions are the way they're supposed to be. And this is how you actually be able to go through here and kind of figure stuff out. And that's one way. The other way is to go up here and to use distance. So here what I could do is I could say, okay, this right here, here to here, that is supposed to be 12'11", and it is. So you got that right there, and you got that going on. Okay, now that I've got all that, I'm going to put in the front door, just to show you how to put in the front door. And the front door, if we take a look ahead and did the special for you guys, and the front door right here, it's the edge of it is 3'6" from this corner. The edge of this door is 3'6" from the corner. So I'm just going to go ahead and place it there. And it's a 3-foot door. So I'm going to go back over here, 3'6" from the corner. Go ahead and change my current layer to doors. I'm going to touch this here, and I'm going to go ahead and make that 3'6". I'm going to touch it here and go over 3'6", boom. At that point, I got this right here. I'm going to go ahead and at that point, I've got it there. So I may have to move it up a little bit. That's okay. So now that I've got that, I'm going to move it. So it's actually hinging right up on this other. It's got to actually be up here. Okay, I'm going to click here. And I'm going to do the same things we've done before. Going here and making it open 90 degrees. Boom. And that's got to be a 3-foot door. 3 foot. And then what I got to do is it's got to be 3'6" over, which I don't think it is. So I'm going to draw that out. So I draw a line from here, move over 3'6", 3'6", boom. And okay, yes, it's right to that corner there. So actually it's, I have the measurement to the wrong thing. So the door needs to move over 3 feet. Move this over 3 feet. Okay. Now when I've done that, that looks about right. So let me dimension it, verify that's correct. And that should be 3'6" from the corner. Let's find out if it is.
Got a quick question when you got a second.
Yeah, what's the question?
So how do I change? I was looking down at my screen. How do I change the door from a 2'6" to a 3 foot?
Yeah, what you do is when you click on it, you've got these grips right here. Over here, this one allows you to control it.
Oh, okay.
Kind of cool, huh? So
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
yeah, so I want to give you guys these tools. Okay, so there you got 3'6". That's what it is. Okay, so then I've got a little window next to it. Now, before I put in a little 2-foot window, let me show you how to put in a standard 3-foot window, because this is a 3-foot window block, and most of your windows are 3 feet. Now let me point something out here. I'll put the 2 in the front. Now these are centered. This is centered 3'6" from the corner. This is centered 3'6" from the corner, and they're 3-foot window blocks. Okay, that's how they are. And by default, this one is, just so that you guys know that. All right, so I'm going to change my current layer to windows, or A windows. It actually should be a glass, but that's another story for glazing. But we'll go ahead and go here and we'll go ahead and drop it. And we'll go ahead and do this, touch it here. And we said 3'6". So 3'6", foot 6, boom. And there it is. I'm gonna drop it there. Do the same thing here. Touch it here. And go over 3 foot 6, 3 foot 6, boom. And we'll go ahead and drop it there. Okay, now once I've had that, we're gonna go here and we'll go here. And yeah, you always want to check your dimensions so you don't build it and kind of have stuff that's wrong. And you can always align your dimensions by just touching them like that. Okay, so those are 3 foot 6 and 3 foot 6. So that's all you got to do for those. Now, here's a bit of a problem, okay? Not a big problem, but it's a problem. Right here, this door, this window right here is 2 feet. Well, that's a 3 foot block. So what do? Well, if I click on this, let me show you something. Oh, looks like I just drew that, didn't I? Oh gosh, I just drew it in there. All right. Well, I'm going to show you another way to do this. I can actually go ahead and put in this 2 foot block. And as I put it in right here, I can scale it. Let me show you how this works. So I'll click on this. I'm going to take this and drop it in. I'll just go ahead and do that. All right, so I'll do that. And I'm going to move it over a little bit. Just going to move it over so that it goes right against here. Now, once I've done that, let me show you something here. The door is too large. I could either explode it and make a new one, or I can scale it. This is actually really cool here. So if I click on this, I can right-click my mouse and go to my properties. And my scale factor right now, instead of it being 1, I'm going to make it, let's see, I'm going to make it 0.667. Now do the same thing here. 0.667. Now what I just, wrong, I didn't need to do the second one. I didn't need to do the second one at all. I'll leave this one needs to be 1. Okay, so that's what has to happen. Now if I measure this, it should be 2 feet. Let's find out if it is. I just scaled it. And that's how we did that. Okay. So that is how I was able to do that. So that's now 2 feet. How did I do that? I went in here and I scaled the X value to be 0.667. Just a little trick. I just kind of threw it in there. That's a scale command. All right, so we're able to scale it, and we just scaled it using our properties. So we're able to do that. So go ahead and move this over. Move this. There. All right, and this needs to go onto the A Windows layer. Good, and then I'll put the dimension in. Dimension should be from this corner to this corner. Yeah. It's kind of funny. I'm actually hearing birds right now. Kind of strange because it's dark out. Okay, anyway, I'm going to save this. And that is how you do that. And so that's how you put in the windows. That's how you put in the doors. That's how you scale this window. And then there's a couple of doors at the back. I'll just do those. I think that's about all I'm going to do for you guys tonight. The rest of it, I'll let you guys work. All right, now this one right here, I've got a 6 foot door. Now what that is, that's 2 3 foot doors next to each other. They're basically 7 foot off the corner, 7 feet off the corner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my door and I'm going to grab this. I'm going to touch the corner. I'm going to go over 6 feet. Okay. Now at that point, my starting point is supposed to be 6 feet like that. So let me go ahead and configure this. So it looks like 6 feet at the center. So let's see how we're doing here. Flip that. Okay. Okay, I think that might work anyway. Let's go here. 90, like that. Yes. Okay, that is good. Okay, so we're good to go there. Now let me measure that because I think at that point, I think that is actually right at the halfway point. So that's good. Let's check it. Let's measure it and find out what indeed that is. There, again, that's 6 feet right there. So then I could just put in another door, or I could mirror this one. They both do the same thing. So if I put another door, I could do it this way, and just click on this and pull this in like this. And I'm going to go here, and I want to go here, and I want to go over a distance of 3 or 36 like that. So I do that. I'll go ahead and just drop it there. See if that works. 3 feet. And 90. There you go. Oop. Let's move over. And there you have it. So that is how we go ahead and place those like that. Once you have that, that's 6 feet with the intersection right there. And I just had to flip them. So they're swinging in. So I click on the arrow. There we go. Just got to trim out these. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there we are. Okay, so that's how we go ahead and put those together. So over here, that's what it looks like. That's what you want to do there. And then at that point, you can dimension it as I just did there. And then I did that right. Oh, it's supposed to be 7 feet. Okay, that is moving down. Okay, so you move them down. I had them, so I'm going to move them down 1 foot. Boom. I gotta. All right. Here. Yeah, like that. Okay, and now I'd have to fix it and so forth, but you get the idea. So what I could do is simply grab this and push it back. And I'm just gonna do a little grip edit here. Just push this back. And I'll click this and push this back. There we go. And I do the same thing over here. I click on this and pull it. And this is what's known as grip editing. Click on this and pull it over a little bit. And these dimensions right now are not helpful, so I'll get rid of that one. And I'll go ahead and pull this one over too. And we should be okay there. Like that. So we got that 7 feet. There we are. And I'll just go ahead and drop in the, yeah, so then I'd have the 6 foot dimension, which is their 6 feet. And then these other get spread out a little further. So I can go ahead and click on this. And you can always click on the dimension, by the way, and pull it away if you need to, like this, which I just did. And then I'll go ahead and put in one more dimension. And I think you guys get the idea. I don't want to do everything, because it does require some thought. And I do want you guys to think it through. So that is how we would do this floor plan. And those are the basics right there. That's it. So it's just going to be.
Professor, can you place the 6 feet window, please?
Could I do what now?
The 6 feet window, can you place that block?
The 6 foot window. Yeah, the 6 foot window. Yeah, I do the same thing. So that is actually located 22 feet and 6 inches. So what I do is the same thing. Good question. Good question. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to go to my A windows. I'm going to do the same thing. Now remember, this is a 3 foot block. So it's got to go 22 feet 6 from the side. So go over here and it's got to go over 22 feet 6. So 22 feet 6, boom. And again, you could just draw a line too. We talked about that, but I go ahead and drop it here. And yeah, okay. Now at that point, I drop it right there. That's 22 feet 6. Now at this point, you see that you can't, if you're doing the dishes, you wouldn't be able to see out the window. So I click on this and same thing, your properties. Now your properties right here, if this doesn't show up, you can open your properties 2 different ways. You can click on the item that you want to use, right click and choose properties right there, or Control 1 turns it on and off. Holding your Control key down and pressing number 1 turns it on and off. So those are the methods you use right there. Now, what I want to do with this one is the same thing I did before. The scale X. Okay, so if that is a 3 foot wide window, and it needs to be 6 foot wide, that's twice its size. So that means if I make the X scale 2, it'll be 6 feet wide. Let's see if it does that. So I change this over here to 2, and it spreads that out. Let me measure it and see if it did it. So I'll go here, dimensions, and we'll see if it did it. And that is a beautiful thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I got one question. I've gone ahead a little bit and I've drawn the stairs. Putting the brake line in, whenever I go to put it in, it's super tiny.
Okay, it's a couple things you can do. First of all, the short answer would be just scale it. And that would be the simplest way to resolve it.
Okay.
So it's coming in too small. Now, when you're doing the stairs, you got a brake line over. So if you're doing that, and I think we're also using right there, we're using the hay walls layer. So if I pull in the brake line here, I drop it. So you click, and then yeah, that is small. That one is small. You know what? There's another one here. Let me go ahead and try this one. If I go to my Express Tools up here, Express Tools, here's a brake line symbol. I can do this. I can go boom, 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 like that. All right. I'm showing you the goodies. You guys see the Express Tools here?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you go to the Express Tools, you've got this brake line symbol. If you click there, you can go ahead and click, and then you can click where you want the brake to be. Now at that point, you could then scale it. You could scale it to be like, in this case, I just grab this and I make it, 0.5 like that. And I enter base points here. That'll make it half its size. And so you can just scale it. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah. And then, because let me see the drawing in. Hold on 1 second. How it's got like the lines that are at the angle, is that it's got to be specifically at that angle like that?
No, I'm not too worried about that. I'm not too worried.
Okay.
Just go ahead and they should be diagonal, but they don't have to be exactly like that. So, and here's the other thing too. If you do draw it, like, okay, if I drew this, I can go like, okay, if you want to get fussy, you can go like this. And okay, you got those right there. Then I clicked right there. So it's on an angle right now. And then if you want it to be exactly like that, like what I have, you can go ahead and click on these. Go ahead and take these and do what I'm doing right here. So you're not limited to what the default is right here. You could actually take them and do this kind of a thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So another thing, I'm sorry, I keep asking questions. I know I'm using 18, but when I do properties, I don't see I don't see the center. I'm sorry, not center X. What's it called? I can't scale it.
Okay, hit your escape key.
Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you had too many things selected.
Okay.
That's why. And so, yeah. So good. That's good. And so this is what we would do right here. So you guys are doing good, and you're asking good questions. In any situations, if I think I've dimensioned I think with the stairs, you might have to think that through a little bit, but the stairs should work out pretty well. There's 14 risers at 9 inches. You're going to get it pretty close. If I don't have a dimension for every little thing, just fit it according to the drawing. Just do what makes sense. Because there might be 1 or 2 dimensions that I don't have on there because it was getting so cluttered. So I stopped putting dimensions in. But I gave you pretty much everything you're going to need. So I'm just going to park it right there. I don't think you're going to need anything else from me. That should be enough to get you guys going here. So I'm going to leave it there. And as I usually do, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to stop the movie right here. I'm going to go here. I'm going to stop recording.